So, and I'm obviously not going to be able to do a whole session. You know, usually we do like an hour or so, hour and a half. We're just going to move the needle.
Awesome.
Deal? So I'm going to work in Nikki's aura. This is the aura work that I'm talking about. And no worries, if you're up here, as soon as it leaves my fingertips, it goes into the light. Okay?
Totally.
So, and really what I'm doing is, it's what Spirit's doing is just seeing where things are a little blocked up. And I am absolutely going to let you talk and tell me what you want to look at. But first, can I know, so can you just let your inner child know that she is safe and we love her? And we are not going to say anything that she doesn't want said. Okay? And now I want you to just put your awareness with your basic self, which is a little different. Still in the third, everybody, put your awareness with your basic self, and everybody's sharing is yours, by the way. Okay? Online too. So put your hand on your belly, send the light to your basic self. The basic self is the young part of you that is directly connected to your high self. A little bit different. The inner child is the repository of psychological unfulfillment. Basic self is a very sacred spiritual place. Okay? People tend to think, oh, the basic self is the one who wants the ice cream. Usually that's the inner child. The basic self is directly connected up to our karmic blueprint, so it behooves us to have a relationship with them. Yeah. Put your hand a little lower, babe. So move your hand around on your belly until you really feel like you're right there with the basic self. Yeah, up a little. There you go. Good. Yeah. Yeah. So I just want to let you, is it okay if I talk to your basic self?
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm just going to talk to, it's interesting. I see one, and she's hanging out on the right side. Yeah, there we go. Now it's starting to release. There we go. So when you're clearing things for yourself or someone else, be aware, be really sensitive. Think to when things start to release, even if you haven't said anything. Sometimes it's just a matter of being seen. And so she's just happy now to have me seeing and loving her. So she's a princess of the highest order, as I see her. Is it okay that I share this?
Please. I'm open.
Great. Okay. So she's, let me just ask her if it's okay. She says, not only is it okay, but it's time for you to share it more openly. Does that resonate a little bit?
Thanks for calling me out.
Yeah, I warned you.
Oh,
I
yeah.
warned you. That's my job.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so she walks as one with all of nature. So this applies to at least one other person in here, and probably one other person specifically. So that, if it fits for you, take it in. And I want you to each keep communing with your basic selves while we do this. So she walks as one with all of nature, and she has royalty and regalness with nature, and nature calls her into a greater awareness of the divinity. It is not just peaceful or cute or relaxing. It is a source of God for her, for you. Okay? She walks in that power, and you hold it back. Yeah.
In the past.
In the past, up until now, yeah. So understandable when you have a power like that, but you think you're like a little fairy princess with flowers and everything, you don't quite understand that is the power of the goddesses and gods. Okay? So lead with that, and she will access you to your high self, which will access to you to your soul, which will access you to higher dimensions of reality, which will access you to spirit itself. And then you allow all that to come forward and express through you, and it does not matter what you say. It matters that you are residing in that. And then well, what's it look like? What kind of workshops do I do? Who do I work with? Et cetera, et cetera. That'll just be revealed. It'll fall into place without you doing anything. You won't even think about it much.
Finds me.
Good. Okay. So, what made you come up and sit in the chair?
So, recently, I was in Maui finding my new home. and coming out of the closet,
Okay.
the spiritual closet
course.
that you're calling
Yes.
me out on.
Good.
So that's where I'm moving
Boy, were
to.
you.
To
See my, this is really releasing. For
Yeah.
you. Maui's energy is a little dense for her just because it's so intense.
Yeah.
Still a good place for you, but just be aware that you need to do your clearing and your meditation.
yeah, always.
Good.
Twice a day. At
Twice
least.
a day. Love it.
And so the day that I found my new home, I also received a phone call from the coroner's department that my father's body had been found, that it was completely decomposed, unidentifiable, cause of death unknown, like all of this.
Yeah.
So I think that I've been working a lot with the clearing of grief, right?
Yeah.
And potential remains of trauma from receiving the phone call, and just maybe what that brought up.
Yeah.
And then I think I would say that there's also, it brings in the opportunity for other clearing of any childhood or family stuff, if you will.
Sure.
That's what's present for the clearing. Maybe some fear around the next stage of my life. But really, I think that fear is just confused as excitement.
Yeah.
I'm totally, I feel, you said just strong. I'm like, oh, done.
Yeah.
I don't have to figure anything out.
The
It
fear
just-
is excitement. Is when we step into a bigger energy, it can seem like fear, and it is really just excitement. I don't even want to tell you what I was like upstairs before I walked down. Okay?
Yeah.
And I just went, it's just energy. So, love, thank you, first of all, for sharing that. So let's all send love and light to Nikki, everybody online as well. And would you tell us your dad's name so we can send light to his soul?
Yeah, Jim Harden.
Jim Harden. So lots of love and light to Jim Harden. How long ago did he pass?
At the moment, it's March 20th.
Okay. Well, that's why I can't find him. He's in what they call the halls of, starting to release from your aura. Good. So all this information I'm getting just from working in her aura, that is just practicing something weird that came in. So practice your something weirds, okay? So
I know a lot of something
weirds. Good,
Yeah.
excellent. My sister in the something weirds. Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
I'm not surprised with a basic self like that, which you're going to be a powerful, really powerful light worker. You already are, but it's going to come forward more.
Yeah.
So this is a great example of you hear a beautiful story like this, and we could move into sympathy, and that you cannot do if you want to stay clear when you're working with somebody. So you want to be in empathy, sending her love and light, knowing that we want to hold her in a space of love and safety, and know that her soul's got this. Okay? So I want you all to think, if you're aware of anything like that, like a trauma that's not resolved yet, you can just allow it. It could be something simple, could be something big. And just bring it to mind. Yeah, sweetness. So it's interesting because I was going to say before I started going with your basic self that there was a lot of pain about something. But it looks like you're handling that really well. And I don't mean like, being strong. I mean like you're letting yourself express it.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Can I share one other thing that's really present? So it's all kind of happening at the same time. There's like these massive life things, right? So in conjunction with the move is a total sort of career-focused change. So up until this point, I've kind of been known as like the detox lady, the health, like people call me to deal with their health mysteries. And I'm letting go of that like identity and the whole structure of that company and moving into the new one as like psychic, medium, spiritual teacher. So simultaneously existing with all of this because it's really present. So that's why I'm just sharing because I know as a healer, you may be getting like some other things coming too, that I think from time to time, my ego will bring forward fear as trying to figure out what that looks like, and the trust that the transition's going to be seamless and all of that.
Yeah.
But the basic self feels confident,
Sure.
right? So that's
Good. Yeah. It will be revealed. So something you want to do. See, it's something that we all do. We have a big decision to make or something, and we go, well, why can't I decide? Why can't I see it? It's just we don't have enough information yet.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
So
it's not time.
it's not time, exactly. Once, allow the completion of the karma with Dad.
Yeah.
So may I tell you about a past life? And by the way, so when we do past lives, clear it for yourself too. Because if you don't have that one, you may have something similar. Deal? Okay. So, and this is where, because I don't have a lot of time, like I'm going and someone else is reading the records for me and then bringing it through. So you can start to see how you get that information too. So it looks like you have a past life with your father where, so open your heart for a moment to your father, because it looks like he's come present more for you. And just be aware that his love never dies. And you really can think of him like an angel for you. And you can take counsel of him. So you have a past life with him where you made a pact with him not to do the esoteric, the highly esoteric metaphysical work. He was I'm going to call it, this is a long time ago, so I'm kind of, this won't be exact, but it's like a Catholic priest, like someone very conservative, and you had such deep love for him that you agreed you were actually on more of a priestess path, a goddess path, Stonehenge, that kind of thing. And he was so devastated by it, thought it was the work of the devil, that you made a pact with him that you would not do it until he passed. And in that life, God bless him, he lived really, really, really long. Okay? And so you never got to it. And it actually was a spiritual default, because you were actually being called into doing that. And he could have actually, while he would have had a reaction initially, it could have been educational for him as well. So now that he has passed, it actually does bring a greater freedom for you. Did you feel that? Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I have that knowing for sure. So there was a lot of trauma, right?
Yeah.
That people can't conceptualize, right? For many years. And I've committed this year to publishing a memoir that I wrote as a way of just sharing the importance of applying the teachings and the ability to actually overcome and heal and forgive and love and return to love and be love and live your truth. And
I'm so sorry to interrupt you, but
Time.
no, not about that. It's when you have a past life, and this is important to know, guys. When you have a past life up, you're holding it until they release it. So you want to release it as quickly as possible, and the way you do that is through forgiveness.
yeah.
So, but first of all, I want you to, and through release yourself. So I want you to say it out loud. It's true for you. I release myself from any oaths.
I release myself from any oaths,
Vows, pacts.
vows,
Everybody do this.
pacts, contracts
That would bind me to my father
that would bind me to my father
or anyone else that holds me back.
or anyone else that holds me back.
I release myself from the agreement
I release myself from the agreements
to not do
to not do
esoteric,
esoteric,
metaphysical,
metaphysical,
mysterious work.
mysterious work.
Take a deep breath, let that go. I forgive the judgments
I forgive the judgments
of holding myself back
of holding myself back
to please my Father.
to please my Father
I think
and
that could
anyone else.
And anyone else, and that can apply to everyone over here, so do the forgiveness. I forgive myself for holding myself back.
I forgive myself for holding myself back
Because of buying into the illusion
because of buying into the illusion
that it keeps me safe.
that it keeps me safe.
Take a deep breath and let it all go. Yeah. Yeah. So, sweetie, if you're willing, would you, so you're not ever going to lose the love you have for your Father, but it's the attachment that causes the suffering.
Right.
So if there's anyone you're attached to that you want to let drop the attachment, I want you to take your spiritual scissors. This is a JR technique. Attachment looks like a yellow umbilical cord between two people. Take your spiritual scissors and cut it. You're not cutting the love, just the attachment. Yeah, you might need to do that a few times. You can also take a sword and cut it if you prefer.
Yeah, I use Archangel Michael.
You would use Archangel Michael's
his
sword.
Yeah.
I'd give you a high five, but I can't touch you right now.
It's all good.
So yes, I want you to do that. Continue to do that as you go on, And just remember, you're not cutting the loving. It will actually amplify the loving. Okay? Thank you, sweetie. I appreciate you
Thank you
trusting
so
us.
much.
My pleasure.